Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. And let's get open for business here. And let's wake up those football guys. Wake up here. And let me say to you guys,
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that everybody had a good New Year's Eve, and now that 2020 is out, we're going to change up. This playlist will start out as Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys 2021. We finally are done. We are finished. It is out of here with the 2020 year. Although we're still dealing with the 2020 season. The Dallas Cowboys will be taking a day off. They will not be practicing today. So tomorrow they'll be traveling to New York. They'll probably have a walkthrough. Darian Thompson probably won't be making the trip. Dealing with the concussion protocol and things. He wouldn't have practiced today anyway. So we'll be a little shorthanded there at safety, but we are probably about as healthy as we've been in quite a while. We look at our offensive line. Our offensive line actually for about the last 6 weeks or so have actually been playing consistently the same group of guys, and it's helped to make it a little bit better than it was. I'm not saying that they're the Great Wall of Dallas. I'm not saying that they're the best offensive line in football, but clearly they're playing better. Thus, we're seeing better results on the offense. Defensive side, we've gotten about as healthy as we've been. We've changed up from players that we originally looked at as being starters and got rid of some of those guys. And now we're having some of these younger guys coming through and playing well, as some of these guys are auditioning for whether or not they're going to come back, and we'll deal with free agency. But we have a lot of free agents on the defensive side of the football that we're going to have to figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go. But today I actually want to deal with being that it's New Year's, I want to deal with what we do as a team. You know, we as people always come up with a New Year's resolution. You know, we go through and say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds, and actually I do need to lose like 10 or 15 pounds. I've got my football season weight that's on. In fact, I'm going to get back on keto. I'm starting to do Noom with the wife because she's doing Noom. She's like, will you do Noom with me? I'm like, oh, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. But, I need to eat better. I need to get rid of some of this winter weight, from football and, get slim and trim and get ready for next year. So, you'd resolve to do that. You make the list of things you're going to do. I'm going to be a better person. I'm not going to cuss out people. I'm going to save some money. Okay, I'm going to pay down my debt and get my credit scores up higher. I'm going to come up with a couple of projects that I want to do. We decide that we're going to do all of these things. And we are gangbusters. That first day, oh my God, man, look, this is what I'm going to do. You get on the diet. Yeah, man, we're going to get rid of all the sweets, all the potato chips and everything out of there and stuff, And then the second week, yeah, man, you're not quite the same energy, but, you're trying to eat better. You're ordering salad. You're ordering a salad, you get extra dressing on it though, because, you want some extra dressing. You say, I'll eat the salad, but then I'll get just a little taste of dessert. By the third week, it's kind of like, I'm going for that big beef brain burrito. And by the end of the month, it's kind of like, where's the bag of chips? And that's the thing that we all do. It's human nature. We have good intentions. We want to do well, but we end up kind of falling by the wayside and we revert back to our old things. Now, Jerry Jones, an old dog, you're not going to teach a new trick. Jerry Jones, I think, got slapped in the face this year. I think reality actually set in with Jerry Jones this year when the NFL took the Dallas Cowboys off of primetime. We've had bad seasons before, but the Dallas Cowboys never lost that America's team, that draw, that drive that everybody wants to see him. But when you took the Dallas Cowboys, not only off on Sunday night, but we said we're going to get the Browns and the Giants and put them on Sunday Night Football. The fact that the Cleveland Browns, since they have become the Cleveland Browns after the Cleveland Browns became the Baltimore Ravens, after all of these years of fertility, to say we'd rather see them. And not only see them, to put the New York Giants, a team that has not beaten us since 2016, has not been in the playoffs since 2016, a team that got your coach, and to say we'd rather see those two teams than you. That, my friends, I think was the pivot point and the waking up for the Dallas Cowboys in one Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, I believe, if I had been a fly on the wall, that we would have seen Jerry Jones losing his damn mind. Because you could see that whole, just like a drop on the water, how it cascades out. You could hear right after that happened, Jerry Jones trying to, try and spin it that, oh, this is just what the NFL does and this, that, and the other. You know that hurts because the Dallas Cowboys are the world of Jerry Jones. And having that media spectacle, even to be that team that they talk about, to be that team that is always on TV, to have that pulled away from him, that's got to hurt. But you heard Mike McCarthy start to question the players' effort in things. You heard the players then talking about, well, we got to do better as players and things. And so I think that was the beginning. So I'm talking to my wife. She said, well, what you going to talk about today? I said, I was going to talk about New Year's resolutions. She said, you probably shouldn't do New Year's resolutions because she said, they always kind of go by the wayside. You have good intentions. You want to do these things, but you kind of fail. So what you really need is a revolution. She said you need to change everything you're doing to get a different result. Because if you don't, you'll fall back into the same pits. You get back in your comfort zone. You'll get that bag of chips. And she's 100% right. And as we sit here on New Year's Day, this is the time for the Dallas Cowboys to start changing. Now, I pointed to you guys before this shirt that's right here that I got autographed by Jalen Smith. I got a great picture of Jalen Smith with Joe Boo. Okay, actually, they're punching it out. There's a little video, I have to find it, where they're boxing it out and stuff. And Jalen Smith has had up and down career. He's the Cowboys entry for NFL Man of the Year and things. He's done some great things in the community, helping and giving back and stuff. And I love that. But I need him to be that leader, to be that lights out player. But the key thing on this is this shirt. So we got Revolution. Is the 3 R's. I want you to think about this because I came up with this because I felt like this is what the Cowboys needed. And as you look at it, respect. They don't respect the Cowboys. And why should they? Why should the Cowboys get respect? Just because they've been America's team all of our lives? That we did win 5 Super Bowls, but, most of the people probably watching right now don't remember it? You want respect. You got to earn respect. It's great that, my dad did this, that, and the other, but what did you do? What did you bring to the table? What is your legacy? Not mine. I earned it. You got to earn yours. And so this is one of those things that we as Cowboys and as players, I think a lot of times they say, hey, I made it on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Dallas Cowboy. So all I got to do is show up. Nobody. Because you have that star on there, it's that much harder for you. Because everybody wants that moniker. You don't think the Cleveland Browns would like to be the Dallas Cowboys? Delivers? All right. Be safe, man. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm going to be doing some changes down in here with the wiring and stuff. Okay. All right. It might look a little different. Might go into his day job. See, look at my man. He's like, it's. This is not my day job. It's my part time. My part. It's part time. He's working it today. Okay. Because he's like, you know what?
$4 more until 2 o'clock.
There you go. He about, look, I want a different result. I got to do things differently. So he gonna go out and make that money, $4 extra an hour. There you go.
At least till 8.
So, but people want that recognition that you have. That's why the Browns went out there and kicked the Giants' teeth in. Hey, we don't get on Sunday night. This is something special for us. We're going to take advantage of it. So respect. That's the first thing that the Dallas Cowboys in this revolution get. The next thing, redemption. You know the great thing about America? You can do wrong. People will forgive you if you own up to your mistakes and you make change. That's the truth. You've seen people that before were the worst people, the dregs of society, done things that were wrong, but are able to turn it around because they realized, I screwed up. I got to do things better. I can look and say, Randy Gregory right now is one of those guys that's redeeming himself. Randy Gregory, who made a mistake, get busted smoking weed at your biggest job interview ever. You screwed up. And from that moment on, you are in the NFL testing program where you're getting tested every week. And the funny thing about this is, Randy Gregory, throughout this whole time that he's been suspended, I bet you does not smoke any more weed than the average NFL player. The only difference is if you never get busted, you know when you're going to get tested. Around April 20, kind of funny, is when the NFL starts doing their drug testing. You pass that one, you're good till the next year. Chris Long, NFL Man of the Year. He said, look, we just know when the test is. You stop smoking a month before the test. Once you have the test, you're good. But because Randy got busted before, and he got tested every week. You smoke weed 2 or 3 times in a year, you get busted, you lose your career. He works at Amazon 6-7 months ago. Wasn't sure if he was ever going to get back in there. He gets back in there, and you see him on an absolute tear. We have a lot of players on this team. Alden Smith, another guy who's redeeming himself. You see the aggression that he puts out there on the field, but also the appreciation of being there. The hunger, because they understand that what you have can go away just like that. Redemption. Final one is revenge. And that's where the Dallas Cowboys need to make this year. Take the revolution. Take the respect. Take the redemption. Take all of that and put it together and take revenge on the NFL. So we're going to go from the 3 R's to the 4 R's. I'm going to get a shirt. I'm going to make up a new shirt. The Dallas Cowboys 2021, the 3 R's. We need a revolution. We need to do things differently than the way we've done. Jason Garrett, it used to drive me crazy because he'd go through in a press conference and say the way we do things around here. Well, the things we do around here hasn't led to crap in 25 years, which means you need to look inside of yourself. And what better day than New Year's Day to start working for a different result, looking outside of the box, trying things differently. Free agency, we always go through and we bargain basement shop, in week 2 and 3. Or in training camp. How about we go ahead and say, let's target one position and get one guy. Instead of spending, $3 or $4 million on Emerson Griffin, or $3 or $4 million on Dante Poe, or $2 million on Daryl Worley, a couple $1 million on Clinton Ha Ha Dix, because right there, you just spent about $12, $13 million. How about instead you look out and say, maybe we should have gotten the Honey Badger, a lights out safety with that. Let's get that one guy. So we can cross that off. We get a young guy that we know is a really good player. We can cross that position off. Instead of getting a bunch of half-baked guys that are there just to get a paycheck on their way out on their career. How about we do that? How about instead of us playing games with our quarterback and trying to say, let's bargain basement shop? Because this whole thing that you've been trying to do about bargain basement and taking a deal, you could have had Dak Prescott's deal done a couple of years ago for under $30 million, where you'd be looking back and saying, damn, we did something smart. Instead, we keep waiting and trying to finagle stuff. And the reality is there's not a lot of good quarterbacks out there. The fact that Dak Prescott is the number one free agent. I know you Cowboy fans, some of you out there think he's garbage, he's trash. Well, apparently everybody and their sister is thinking about wanting to have Dak Prescott. How about we get that thing squared away? How about we step back? If you believe Mike McCarthy is the guy, don't undermine him. Let him do what he's going to do. Let him sink or swim on his own. And this is what I'm talking about when I say a revolution. Let's try and do these things differently. Because if you continue to do the same things over and over and over again, a month from now, we'll still be overweight. We'll still be eating that bag of chips. I hope you guys have a great New Year's Day. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, be here. We'll be doing our live stream. Kind of messed up last week. Forgot that it was Friday and didn't do my live stream. But this week is an important week all the way around for us. This could be the last week of the season for us, or we might get another week. We might end up being a top 10 draft pick, or we might be 19th. So we'll see what we're going to see. And let's see how we end the season, at least on a high note. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you soon.